Sheryl Swoopes, she can't not try to light a fire involving Caitlin Clark. She can't just be good. She's trolling Caitlin Clark again, this time by celebrating the arrival of
Sheryl Swoopes just made her latest move after being ousted from the WNBA, and it spoke volumes without her saying a word. She strolled onto Gilbert Arenas' podcast sporting a Paige Buecher's t-shirt. Was it a genuine show of support for a rising star? Not exactly. It was a calculated message, a subtle jab at Caitlin Clark, cleverly masked as backing someone else. Let's be real. If there's one thing Swoopes has been consistent about lately, it's her relentless effort to undermine anything Clark achieves.
That being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Bring back Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it.
Because let's be honest, the brighter Caitlin Clark shines, the more it seems to rattle a few former stars who aren't ready to share the spotlight. And Swoopes, instead of lifting up the next generation of greatness, she keeps choosing bitterness. She's not passing the torch. She's clinging to it like it's her retirement fund. But fans aren't fooled. We see the pattern, and with each move, it's starting to look more desperate.
We saw her get replaced during the Fever game for the Dallas Wings commentary team last year because of words and the hate she had towards Caitlin Clark. And it was just one thing after another. I said yesterday, even Stephen A. Smith crushed her last year.
This isn't about uplifting Paige Buecher's or growing the game. It's about clinging to a tired, worn-out narrative that Caitlin Clark doesn't belong. And honestly, it's getting old fast.
When she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots.
Caitlin didn't chase the spotlight. She earned it. Record-breaking numbers, relentless consistency, and a level of poise you simply can't teach. She didn't climb through media favoritism or political sound bites. She rose because her game left no choice. No antics. No drama. Just pure dominance. If you're tired of watching WNBA veterans play gatekeeper with moves like this, drop a CC for MVP in the comments, because this isn't just shady, it's strategic. And we're not here for it.
It's fantastic, and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA.
Who's going to be the next face of the NBA? We don't get to decide that. The marketplace decides that. The people have chosen Caitlin Clark.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have.
Let's not kid ourselves. This beef isn't new. Swoopes had Caitlin Clark on her radar long before Clark ever stepped onto a professional court. This isn't some one-off misunderstanding or a rogue soundbite taken out of context. It's a campaign, a steady drip of comments, criticisms, and calculated digs, all aimed at dimming the spotlight that Clark has undeniably earned.
Was remarkable on top of the fact that she had to deal with so much hate when she got to the WNBA.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't.
From throwing side-eye during Clark's historic college run to downplaying her impact on the league before she even got drafted, Swoopes has made her stance painfully clear. Remember when she tried to dismiss Caitlin's record-shattering NCAA tournament performance? Or how she was pulled from commentary roles because her anti-Clark bias was impossible to ignore? Yeah, even Stephen A. Smith had to step in and say, "Okay, Sheryl, this is getting ridiculous."
It was a stupid decision because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA.
That's not just someone sharing a hot take. That's someone pushing an agenda. When your criticism gets so loud that networks have to sideline you, yeah, something's seriously off. What we're seeing isn't just personal. It's professional insecurity disguised as analysis. Swoopes isn't worried about Caitlin being good. She's scared that Clark might be better. Better ratings, better game, a better future for the WNBA.
What a lot of these women are doing is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. as she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans tune in to see Steph.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season has already eclipsed some of the most legendary campaigns in WNBA history, including Swoopes' own MVP run. That's not a diss. That's just the data. But instead of celebrating the rise of a once-in-a-generation talent, Swoopes has made it her mission to become Clark's loudest critic, not because of basketball, but because of control. Caitlin's success is rewriting the narrative, and Swoopes can't stand the fact that she's no longer the one holding the pen.
Up and be mad. Never forget, in Swoopes' MVP season, she averaged less points, assists, and rebounds than Caitlin Clark's rookie season. Caitlin Clark's rookie year was quite a bit better than Sheryl Swoopes' MVP season.
So what do you do when your legacy feels threatened? You cling to relevance. And what better way to get your name trending again than by taking shots at the most talked about player in the game?
Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes.
Yeah.
But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given.
So yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing.
That brings us back to the t-shirt stunt, where Swoopes appeared wearing Paige Bucher's name as if it were just a fashion statement. Please, she knew exactly what she was doing. This wasn't a tribute to a rising star. This was a subtle jab, a message woven into fabric. I'll support a white player, just not that white player.
What are you doing? Look at this. Just stays, man. Were y'all talking about Caitlin Clark at this very moment? She knows what she's doing.
Let's not forget, Swoopes has never shown this kind of support for Paige Bucher's before. But as soon as Caitlin Clark starts dominating the headlines, suddenly Paige becomes the new face of the league. Please, this move was painfully obvious. Paige Bucher's fits the ideological mold that the WNBA's legacy insiders favor: politically vocal, socially aligned, and someone they can mold. Caitlin, on the other hand, doesn't fit that mold. She doesn't play the politics or chase the causes. She simply plays hard, relentlessly, and brilliantly.
Got a theory. Oh, look at me. I'm not really racist because I'm wearing the white girl's shirt. You see that? But the girl from the Midwest, y'all just happen to hate her completely.
And that terrifies people like Sheryl Swoopes, because Caitlin Clark doesn't need their approval. She doesn't need to play by their rules. She's rewriting them entirely.
The only problem with this is, and this has been the problem the whole time with the Paige-Caitlin comparison, Paige is an activist basketball player just like these old WNBA players that's been in the league. All right? They're shilling she's all up in all the social stuff. And so that's why they're letting her in. That's why they're cool with her.
Let's not pretend this was about Paige. This was a drive-by subtweet in t-shirt form, the oldest trick in the book. Pit women against each other to make a statement you're too afraid to say directly. But here's the thing, fans are smarter now. They've seen Swoopes' history, the digs, the pattern. So when she puts on that shirt, they don't see support. They see pettiness, they see projection. They see someone still bitter about being replaced as the face of women's basketball.
The reason that Caitlin Clark is getting all of this attention is because she is an anomaly. She is a phenomenal player. And Paige Bueckers is also a phenomenal player, but it just isn't the same. She doesn't do the same things. She doesn't do the things that have never been.
And the saddest part is, Paige Bueckers deserves better than to be used as a pawn in someone else's personal vendetta. She's a great player in her own right, and she doesn't need to be weaponized against Caitlin Clark just to help someone else make a point.
We want to see Caitlin Clark and we want to see Paige Bueckers.
Caitlin scored more points per game, but Paige was more
In the end, it all comes down to one thing. Caitlin Clark's success is inevitable, and no amount of shade will stop it. So Sheryl, wear all the shirts you want, but the numbers, the fans, and the future are all behind one name, and it's Clark.
Enjoy watching her play, her style, her energy, her shot, whether it's because her game mirrors one of the greatest players in the NBA in Steph Curry or not. I don't know what it is. It's an intangible thing, right? Yes, we can say she's a dog. Okay, there's been other dogs. Okay, she's a great shooter. There's been other great shooters. She has it. She's got the thing.
And for Caitlin Clark to have the awareness to drive the eyeballs there, you have to give her so much.
Let's cut to the chase. Sheryl Swoopes isn't upset because Caitlin Clark is overrated. She's frustrated because Caitlin Clark is undeniable. And that, more than anything, has unearthed some deep insecurities in those who once held the reins of the conversation. When someone new enters the scene and commands attention effortlessly, without begging for it and without adhering to the old, unwritten rules, the gatekeepers get uneasy. That's exactly where we stand with Sheryl Swoopes and the established WNBA veterans.
Points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds.